Hello, people of the internet. My name is Mia Cotton, and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. On our last episode, we ended right when we heard fighting noises coming from somewhere in the house. I don't know where it's coming from, but we need to go make sure that our demon boys are all right! Huh? Sounding so worried. Oh, the garden is pretty in the daylight. I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I heard. In the yard were all 5 of the boys, practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 surrounding him, throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. I don't think I'm going to disturb them. They're kind of busy. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the training that they were all in. It was better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head into the kitchen. It was getting hungry, and I'm sure the boys wouldn't need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. I might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch was particularly hard, so I decided to make, let's do cold cut sandwiches. Because why not? I assembled some ham and sandwiches for us all. After I poured some potato chips on the side of each sandwiches, I felt satisfied. Who said lunch had to be cooked? I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take my food in hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Holy God! I'm going to find one of the incubi. I quickly rushed back to grab a second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. I looked down the hall trying to find one of the incubi, wondering so that I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursed my lips in irritation. Where the heck are they? I sighed, knowing that I would have to search for each of them in each room. I quickly turned and headed down the stairs. I began to walk down a hall and opened a random door, peeking inside. Luckily enough, I found Damien! Yay! Yay! Damien! I'm getting way too excited about that. Oh, he's in the study. Ooh. Damien was in Grandfather's study, which I had explored not long ago. Despite being only in here for a short while, Damien looked like he knew this room like the back of his hand. Damien was gazing at the pictures and books on the shelf, almost looking lost and dazed. It was almost adorable, but I could sense a small hint of sadness in his eyes. Damien?
Huh? Oh, hello.
Damien turned to me and gave a gentle smile, as if he was doing nothing as I came in. I entered the room and closed the door behind me.
I was just looking at the books. They're very interesting topics.
Huh? I looked... Oh, yeah. Mucus in my throat. That's not fun. I looked over at the shelf and skimmed over the spines of each book. They were all books about business and psychology, all ranging in thickness. Some of them crossed over and brought the 2 topics together, while others were strictly one or the other. Cool. Did my grandfather read and study all of these? They seemed used, but they were covered in a small layer of dust.
Do humans really study this much?
Occasionally. It depends on what we're studying.
What do you mean?
Well, if we're interested in a topic like business, we learn all we can because we want to know more.
Are there things you can't study?
No. There are books and stuff about anything and everything. I mean, I guess, like, hands-on work also counts as studying? I don't know.
Even the demon world?
Maybe, but usually those books are considered fiction or religious theory. It was almost cute to talk about learning with Damien. I guess... God, I need to get out of the house. God damn it, pandemonium. I guess learning was different in the demon world, but telling him about learning was almost like telling a child the meaning of life. I felt myself becoming a little wiser as we continued talking. What?
Humans can learn anything? At any time?
Yeah, can demons not do that? Mm-hmm. We have libraries and bookstores full of books we can read.
Humans have the freedom to learn anything.
Oh, Damien. I looked to Damien in confusion. He seemed to look jealous. What about demons? Can't they learn what they want? Damien shook his head before looking down at his feet. Oh.
Demons don't have schools to learn from like humans do. Everything we learn comes from experience or verbal mentoring. Books are only permitted to be read by higher nobles.
Aww. That sucks. So I stared wide-eyed. There were no schools in the Abyssal Plains? That seems so unreal, yet in a way I wasn't that surprised.
The only ones who have ever touched a book are James and Eric, since they're the oldest. Sam and Matthew chose not to read.
No. Oh, is he the youngest? What about you? Damien stood silent a bit before sitting on the ground, leaning against the large desk in the room. I decided to follow along and sat beside him.
You brought food?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I brought food. Here.
Thank you.
He's adorable. This entire episode is just going to be me gushing about Damien. I apologize in advance. Damien took his dish of food and began to politely eat. I followed suit. It was painfully obvious that he was dodging my question. Did I want to know? I was very curious. You know, I'm going to ask again. Wait, was that a good or a bad thing? I couldn't tell if that was good or bad. Was that good or bad? I don't know. I was curious, so I had to ask. However, Damien looked at me, stopping me from opening my mouth.
Because I'm technically not a noble at all.
What? I tilted my head and raised my eyebrow in confusion. Not a noble? But aren't you all brothers? If the others are nobles, that would make you one. Damien looked at his dish with a sigh. I suddenly felt regret for asking and pushing the topic. Before I could apologize, Damien spoke.
We are all half-brothers. We only share the same father. Our mothers are all different. James, Eric, Sam, and Matthew all had noble mothers who are now queens. My mother was not a noble, and is not a queen.
Aww. I could see sadness in Damien's eyes. I bit my lip. I shouldn't have pushed the issue. I'm sorry. Damien shook his head, snapping out of his thoughts, and smiled at me.
For what? You didn't know, and were curious. It was only appropriate to answer.
Still, it was rude of me to pry like that. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. Damien only smiled lightly at me before continuing to eat. As he ate, my mind began to wander to the abyssal plains. As I projected myself out of my body like what's-his-nuts from Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I think it's the crow. I don't fucking know. I don't know who people are. What was it like? What did it look like? Was their castle big? How many servants did they have there? My thoughts were halted by Damien chuckling, most likely at my thoughts. I turned red in embarrassment. Oh yeah, he can read my mind. Sorry.
You keep saying sorry when you don't need to. It's kind of cute.
I know you're fake, but stop doing this. I pursed my lips, but couldn't stop a blush from rushing across my face. This was going nowhere. I went back to eating in futility, earning another chuckle from Damien. However, as a groan of pain escaped Damien's lips, I stopped and looked at him in surprise. Damien, are you okay?
Yeah. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna worry about it! I heard him gulp down and hide another groan, making me even more concerned than before. Damien...
It's just a headache. I get it when I run out of energy. I'll be fine.
I know what that means. Do I know what that means? Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but they're sex demons. They get energy off of... Touch my hand. Touch my hand. Reclaim some of your energy. He was out of energy? I guess he didn't take enough when we first met, so it was just enough to heal his wounds.
None of us took more than we needed to heal.
Oh yeah, mind reading. He can hear my inner monologue! Shit! From the sound of his voice, he was fighting back major pain. I felt incredibly bad. Damien smiled very lightly at me.
I'll be fine.
Touch my hand! Where is the color of your energy? If he needed energy, I was willing to give it! Damien! Damien instantly turned away from me before I could finish my sentence.
No. I'll be fine. I'm used to this.
Why are you doing that? I want to help! Used to pain? That was no way that was okay. I glared at Damien's back before grabbing his shoulder and forcing him around. Damien stared at me with wide-eyed and surprise. I'm pretty sure that's not okay. Damien, let me help you. Please. I don't want to see you in pain like this. I continued to stare at him, wondering if he'd make the first move. I wanted to help him, truly. I knew that my energy would help him not feel pain. Damien must have heard my thoughts, as his gaze changed from nervous to piercing. All of a sudden, that familiar feeling of warmth ran through my body once again. I felt my body slightly... Hang on, I need to put on my romance novel voice. I felt my body slightly heat up as Damien wrapped an arm around my body and pulled my body tightly to his. Damien grew a lustful gaze before speaking, bringing a hand up to cup the back of my neck.
Thank you.
Oh my god! I didn't expect the portrait to change! Hello! Before I knew it, Damien pulled me into a gentle but passionate kiss. Heat erupted through my body as his kiss slowly and almost timidly got deeper. Damien kept an arm around my waist while I rested my hands on his chest. The energy from my body was slowly draining in the kiss, making me feel light and warm. It was almost pitiful how comfortable and how willing I was in this situation. Still, I held no regrets. I was enjoying every little bit of the kiss. Damien was a wild card. I didn't know what to expect from him, and his kiss was no exception. Damien wasn't... Okay, I need to stop. Oh god, this is gonna be on the internet forever. Damien wasn't forceful, but his kiss was deep and passionate, and it felt almost magical. It was how I imagined the first kiss to be like, except with energy drain. Soon, though, the energy drain stopped, and Damien Dentley pulled his face away to end the kiss. Aw, can you not kiss me without draining energy? I stared up at him as we both panted for air. I never kissed like that before, and I was so lost in the moment that I had forgotten how to breathe. Damien moved a strand of hair from my face to behind my ear, eyes still full of desire.
I'm okay now. But...
You can kiss me again if you want to. I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Fucking hell, my parents could see this. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give any more. Fuck it, we're already doing this. Fuck it, it's happening. Ha! I opened the opportunity and my mouth, and I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more, and I was going to let him keep going. I wanted to keep going. I leaned up and kissed him again. Damien gasped against my lips, but continued to kiss back. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and following his hand from... Fuck, let me try that sentence again. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and following his hand off from around my neck. He moved the ribbon to his pocket before gently unbuttoning the top 2 buttons of my oh my god! The desire in my body drove me insane, forcing a moan to escape my lips as he ran kisses from my lips down my exposed neck. Good fucking god! Are we just gonna... Is this, like, happening? Like, can I put this on YouTube? As he began to ravish my neck and shoulder in hot kisses, I leaned my head back and let a pleasureful sigh escape my lips. Damien was ruthless in his passionate kisses on my skin. Damien didn't stop touching and kissing me, making more moans and gasps run out of my mouth in the open air. He may have been full, but he was as hot as I was. Fucking hell. I don't know... good lord. I couldn't even comprehend how much time we spent making out. I was lost in the pleasure that I didn't care. Never mind. Call it sinful, but I didn't care. I loved it. Semicolon. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything at that moment, even as he lowered his kisses down to my chest to just above my bra. Oh my god. Oh my god. Good lord! My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about Damien intrigued me immensely, but something made my heart quicken for him. It couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust. What was it? I don't know. I don't have words for this. However, I began to feel dizzy, seeing the ceiling start to spin almost wildly. Is that how you spell ceiling? I think it's... I don't know. I don't think that's how you spell ceiling. I think the I is supposed to go before the E. Or I after the E. God damn it. English. Fuck! I gripped onto Damien's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop, but my mind faded to black before I could let out another sound. I felt good. I didn't care that I was blacked out. I felt warm and fuzzy in the darkness. Nope, not making that joke. I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. Now I just wanted to awaken, hopefully in a good way. My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting to the sight around me. I felt similar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders, and I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently and healing. However, when I looked down at my body, I saw that my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing had happened between me and Damien. I was just missing my ribbon. Before I turned to get back out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I had slept on. It was tied around a small pen in a nice bow with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
Thank you. I indulged myself, but I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Oh, Damien. I stared at the note, letting a small smile grace my lips. He indulged himself as much as I did. I enjoyed it. It was cute, though, to imagine him thanking me for something we both did and enjoyed. I brought the note to my chest. I brought the note to chest. Just to chest. Letting the memories of our meeting flood my mind. I indulged myself too, Damien. I looked at the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Yikes, 4 hours of being knocked out, and I still feel tired. It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end the episode there because I think that I need a break. Holy God. Now, I did not expect it to get that sensual that fast. Anyway, so yes, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you are interested in watching more of my videos, go ahead and click the subscribe button or check out the other playlists on my channel. I post on this channel with the gaming videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so keep an eye out for those videos, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.